look out. Devin Booker, 3 for 3 in this first half.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Brogdon. To Turner. From the painted area, won't go down. Nice pace, sets it up, and slams it down.
That's what I'm talking about. Nice finish. It's all business.
And count the basket inside.
It's so difficult to block a guy like that with that kind of athleticism and length. Your timing almost has to be perfect, but pretty much there's no stopping him when he's around the rim.
To Booker. Here's a chance from long range. No good. That's great defense. Pacers control. Here comes the screen. It's a turnover as they head the other way. Shot from the lane won't go. Nothing going here on that drive. That's going to be out of bounds. Both coaches dipping into their reserves. Changes coming onto the floor. Fires the three. Well defended.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Superman, Dwight Howard. He is shooting well. He's made 2/3 of his shots.
And the defense keeps sticking to those flare screens. Just don't flare out to the three-point line. Flare to the rim for a lob.
Dwight Howard swats it. Oh, that's out.
Out of here. It always looks cool, but guess what? You're still on D. You know why? I don't see anybody on the defensive end standing up out of position. I see everybody squatted down, really active with their hands. That's the mentality that will lead you to where you want to go.
Lets it fly from long range. Won't go for Brogdon. Had a hand in his face. Miles Turner with the block.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
And takes it away. Offensive board. Another follow. Still no good. Over to the right side. Beyond the arc for three. Offensive board. Grabs the board. Not done yet. And he's going to the free throw line.
I don't know about that one, Ed. I always thought your hand was part of the ball.
First one, count it. Two for two on that trip. Pacers with the possession. To Turner. Dwight Howard with a piece.
This game is all about playing mind tricks on people. The offense is more worried about getting their shot blocked than they are about actually making the shot.
On the follow. Way to stay with it.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
The screen sets him up for two.
It looks like he's using his ball handling to feel the game out. I know it looks like he's just playing around out there trying to get the fans going. That is true, but he's also finding his rhythm.
Knocked loose. To Howard. Superman, Dwight Howard. That's 3 now on 4 shots.
You feel that? I see the confidence building.
For 3. Can't connect. It's no good. Knocked loose. That's a turnover. It goes the other way. Right time, right player.
Can't teach height.
Nothing going here on that drive. To Howard. Nice pass to set things up. Can't connect from in close. He connects. Had all the time in the world. Too easy.
Of Domantas Sabonis, yes. Well, let me tell you why I love even more. Sometimes you need somebody who just gives a hard screen. Somebody to put the defender right on their back. Send a message. That's what Sabonis brings to the table.
It's Indiana basketball. Nothing going here on that drive. Count the basket.
You see, you can't actually get mesmerized by the ball. I know that may sound cheesy, but trust me, he can't go anywhere without his core.
Here comes the screen. Five on the shot clock. With the fadeaway. Burns him for the basket.
Well, they have such great flow to their offense this evening. The ball isn't sticking to one player individually. It's moving around the perimeter, and it's zipping. They're playing with a special cohesiveness.
To Howard. Superman, Dwight Howard. Terrific shooting. He's 4 for 5.
Old school equals high percentage.
Now a whistle, and Indiana is going to use a timeout as they'll talk things over in what's now a 4-point game. Coach is going to shift gears and adjust his matchups. Here comes the screen. Nothing going here on that drive. To Turner. Oh, great pass, setting up the basket.
And the last 10 sequences down the court, everybody's touched the ball. You don't see anybody with any kind of negative expressions on their face because everybody's eating.
Rocking the rim.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
Deep left corner. From long range. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that The more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
Gets to the basket and scores.
And if you don't contest, he's knocking that down with ease.
And breaks it up.
Come on, let's dig in. Let's really build this lead.
Grizzlies at the controls right now. Tough shot and nearly a chance at a three-point play. No foul.
Because in certain players' mind, it doesn't matter if they're amongst the trees or not. They're always going to be the giant in the paint.
Slam dunk, Malcolm Brogdon.
You know, from a point guard perspective, one of the things that I learned when I played in the league was that the more I was willing to give the ball up, the harder other players were willing to run to their spots. The harder the bigs were running to the rim. The harder the three-point shooters were running to the three-point line because they knew they could be active recipients. And when they caught the ball, they knew exactly what to do with it.
4-3. He engulfed him that time. Deep three at the buzzer. Send it away.
Did you see how far he got up? He kept going up and up and up. I think he's still going up.
We have reached the break in this pivotal Game 5. Let's get you to Orlando, where we say hello to Jalen Rose and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Jalen.
Fellas, Jalen here with your halftime report. The Grizzlies have themselves a close game after 2 quarters. They decided to make a statement in the opening half, and they did it by throwing down dunk after dunk after dunk. I think the rim is still shaking. These are the guys getting buckets for the Memphis Grizzlies. The Pacers are keeping things competitive after 2 quarters. I love the way they gave each other scoring opportunities. That really impressed me. I love seeing unselfish basketball like that. These are the guys getting buckets for the Indiana Pacers.
Game track. Blocks.
After just 2 quarters, we've already seen so many blocks from each of these squads. I'm loving how aggressive the players have been on defense. What you're seeing in these highlights will make any defensive-minded coach proud, like Chuck Daly.
Player of the half.
I like this choice because he really put on a show in the opening half. There's a reason he's a fan favorite.
Who was cold?
What can you say about a guy like this, except that he fits the title of this segment? He was definitely cold in that first half. Here we go with the top plays from the first half.
Number 2. Number 1.
All right, back to the second half. I'll see you after the game.
To Brogdon. Here comes the screen. Brogdon, great feed, sets it up. Miles Turner slams it down.
And no emotion, just that ice-cold stare. That's a sign of somebody who's here to compete.
Has a look. Not today.
This team is collectively feeding off their negative energy so far in the second half. Everybody is mad. Everybody is frustrated. Nobody's decided to take the torch and say, hey, look, follow my lead.
To Turner. Oh, nice find for the basket.
And Ed, not every pass needs to be a home run pass or thread the needle. Sometimes an easy kick ahead or an easy shuffle pass can make the game simple. The more simplistic the game is, the more efficient you'll be as a unit.
Oh, the pass stolen by Indiana.
Here's your chance to break this thing wide open.
Not that time. Basket's good on the follow. Way to stay with it.
Underutilized, underutilized, underutilized. Am I getting my point across? Let's see more of that.
Here comes the screen. Now a steal on a very lazy pass there.
Don't rush this now. The game's been tight so far.
You've got to get that one to go. With the interception.
You go back to the principles, things that we started working on when we were in first and second grade. It's called the shell drill. You stay down in the stance defensively, you try to deny the next pass away, and you have to communicate. If your conditioning is bad, you have no chance. But if you're able to do all these things together, collectively, you'll be able to stop a great passing team.
Finger roll, finishing with finesse. Indiana with the basketball. Probing the defense. Shot clock winding down. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. He was all over him.
Just because you're an elite shooter doesn't mean you need to shoot the ball every possession. Maybe give a head fake, crack into the defender, get to the free throw line, see the ball go in the hole.
Shot from the lane won't go. A drive to the basket, but it somehow stays out.
Seems like a lot of contact on that play. If I were that player, I would pull the ref over to the side, talk to him, express to him how much contact there was so he could look for that same foul call potentially the next time down the court.
To Turner. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The refs bit, and that's the game.
Miles Turner trying to cash in on a three-point play. For his career, 78% at the line. And he adds the free throw. Miles Turner sends it away.
Here's one of the biggest secrets as we move into this new age of basketball, especially in the draft room. You have to draft players with size and length. That's the biggest deterrent for any team offensively.
Able to convert inside. Pacers control. To Turner. Had Got a good look there, but it's no good. Leaving no doubt. Slams it down. He took it out on the rim that time.
Oh, there's no better feeling than after throwing that one down, hanging on the rim a little bit, looking at your opponent beneath you, making him recognize that's where you'll be the entire ballgame.
Slams it down.
And that transition offense was flawless when guys fan out and actually fill the lanes with a sense of urgency. You heard me correctly, a sense of urgency. You will get a great shot every possession.
Good for three.
And in today's spraying it from deep.
Oh, Jay, he commands the paint this time down.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Pacers with the possession. Fires the three. Man, that was a tough shot.
And the game flow in the second half is completely different than the first. That first half equals out of sight, out of mind. Way to recalibrate in the locker room and find your rhythm back on the court.
Miles Turner able to recover with the block. And good work defensively as the pass is taken away. To Turner. Brogdon. Screen coming. To Turner. No good. Oh, the Pacers come away with the steal. To Brogdon. Trying to cash in, and he knocks it down. Jay, nice look right there. Whistle and a timeout for Memphis. As here in this third quarter. Looks like both teams are making substitutions. To Turner. The Pacers with 4 to shoot. To Turner. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number one, create contact, and number two, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Miles Turner at the line for a chance at a three-point play. He's perfect from the line so far. Free throw's good. They go up by 3. Now ready with a couple of free throws.
I'm watching the coach's reaction right now, and I'll tell you, he's not going to be happy about that. The game comes down to the micro details. That wasn't a part of the plan right there.
Knocks down the first. Goes 2 for 2. Going to launch beyond the arc. Oh, that's how it's done.
Well, the defense has been good, but the shot making of NBA players at this level, the more you're in their face, the more it helps them center their focus on the target, which is making the shot. I know it sounds weird, but trust me, it's a real thing, Ed.
It's a turnover as they head the other way. It's Indiana basketball. Oh, he blocked it. That one's going to be out of bounds. Looks like some substitutions are coming on in. Here's a chance from long range. Too easy. Defense has
I learned about teams like this. Teams that fall in love with a three-point shot, as quickly as they built the lead, is as quickly as they can lose it if they're over-reliant on the three-point shot.
scores from the post.
We're watching the clinic right now. We're watching basketball one-on-one. Whoever this professor is, he needs to get paid top dollar.
Here comes the screen. To Turner. Rises for the slam.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
Screen coming. Nothing going here on that drive. Fires the three, buries it on the catch and shoot.
And the three-point shot of the offensive play. Build your teams inside out. The new way, you build your team outside in.
To Booker. Oh, the pass stolen by Indiana.
You know, Ed, sometimes you're just more ready to play than your opponent. The intensity and the effort is off the charts.
To Howard. Knocked loose. Doug McDermott rejects it.
That kid can block out the sun, Ed.
Oh, great defense there, forcing the pickup. He throws it down.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat five, but we're watching one man carry four other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
Memphis, they've got it. Knocked loose. Pacers come up with it. Count the basket at the rim.
Hey, one of the things I hear all the great teams say, now it's time for you to go even harder on the defensive end.
Knocked loose. That's a turnover. It goes the other way. Lays it up and in.
And remember, Ed, they trailed at the halftime. This is not the same team that we saw in the first half. Playing with a new zest for life, apparently.
Booker with it. 14-point deficit. Great defense there, forcing the pickup. short jumper won't go down.
It's easy. Force guys into low percentage shots. That's the reason why we're big into stats. It was all provided to you before the game in the scouting report.
Count it. And the foul. He is going to the line for a free throw.
So many times we get on a defender for quote-unquote letting the offensive player score on an and one. Sometimes there's a lucky bounce, but more often than not, it's the offensive player who makes the play happen despite the defender's best intentions.
Free throw good to cap off the open things up here in the third quarter. Now the Grizzlies will use a timeout as their coaching staff wants to talk things over here in this third quarter. To Howard. Oh, blocked away.
Ed, that's light work for a guy with his abilities.
Lets it fly from long range. That's off the side of the rim, no good. It's a big finish.
So many people think making assists is creating something razzle and dazzle. Sometimes giving the ball up early is the right play and the most efficient.
Beyond the arc for three. Great defense, forcing the miss.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Passed it off to Turner. Over to the right side for three and knocks it down.
Ed, let me tell you how this one goes. Everyone's getting a piece of the rock tonight.
Grizzlies own the basketball. And the nice finish at the rim. Nice pass to get things going.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
3 quarters down. The Pacers are feeling good. Grizzlies get the first crack at it as we begin the fourth quarter. And not a whole lot you could do in this situation other than give it your best shot.
And players don't like to hear this, Ed, but the reality of the matter is this is a character-building opportunity. Yes, you may lose this game, but that does not mean that you do not fight each and every possession.
And he's fouled. Earns a trip to the foul line, Jay.
Smart play to rip through the extended arm of the defender. That will get you to the free throw line every time.
Devin Booker, couple of free throws on the way. A career 84% free throw shooter. hits the first free throw. And he makes them both. Nothing going here on that drive. With the interception, great defensive play. It's Grizzlies ball. Surveys the floor. How you practice leads to that. Nice pump fake.
Strong finish. That's what you need, regardless of contact, focusing on the rim.
Here comes the screen. From long range, where's the chatter? No one was even close to him.
And they're relentless with these long shots. It just seems like their spacing is perfect, and they come down, they know exactly where they want to be, and they're shooting the ball without hesitation.
Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a three-point play.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The refs bit, and that's the game.
Devin Booker trying to cash in on a three-point play. Hasn't missed yet. Free throw good as he finishes off the three-point play. That shaves the deficit down to 10. Indiana with the basketball. Here comes the screen. Count it.
Well, the shooting has been spectacular, but one of the things that I've seen as the difference maker in this ball game is how they are catching the basketball. They're not establishing a pivot play, which leaves the defense wondering which way you can drive, but when that shot is working like that, you got it any way you want it.
And scores.
Oh, man, you're not supposed to be able to do that with that size, but in today's game, dexterity and mobility are off the charts for bigs.
Into the front court, it's Booker. His guys trail by 10. Short jumper won't fall. Oh, he's denied.
Oh, big man doing work right there.
4-3. Textbook defense.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Layup's good. Those are the types of shots you always
An epidemic of passing. I've never seen something like this before. It was so contagious, everybody started to do it, and it ultimately led to the other team's demise.
If that's an epidemic, sign me up. Goes to the left side. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Buries it.
And if you're on D right now, if you're off on the weak side, stunt. Don't overcommit. Stunt, then get back to your stay at home. Force him to make one of those passes or force him to take a crazy shot at the rim.
Fires the three, and the rebound belongs to Memphis. And stuffs it home.
And no emotion, just that ice-cold stare. That's a sign of somebody who's here to compete.
has a chance. The jumper's off the mark.
And it's never a great thing when you're talking to yourself the entire next possession about the shot you just missed. Now you know you're in that player's head mentally.
Split the D there, but he can't get it to drop. Domantas Sabonis pins it.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Shot from the lane won't go. Blocked away. What a save. That's hard work right there. Can't connect. Gets it in the left corner. Devin Booker pulled down by Sabonis. Screen coming. Shot clock, it's coming down to 4. Now down to 3. Nice pass to set things up.
I remember my high school coach said one man can't beat 5. Well, I'm telling you right now, he's live. I'm watching it happen in person.
Whistle and a timeout for Memphis as they'll make sure they're all on the same page here in the fourth quarter. Both coaches hitting the reset button. Fresh legs coming onto the floor. To Booker. Miles Turner. Huge block. That's his 3rd block this evening.
Just erasing mistakes left and right.
Brogdon. Shot clock. Drive on the baseline, but his shot stays out. Turner drills the 3.
Defense, do the math. You force him to take this game if you can slow down the pace.
From the painted area, won't go down. Nice follow-up on the dunk there.
I don't think I could do that on the 5-foot rim.
I can, because that's my only choice. He's denied, and that one is out. The opposing coach is going to counter, make some changes of his own. Has a look. Missed it. Not much more you can ask for from the defense there.
That's how you do it. You keep riding him to the basket, and if the refs are calling it, keep being physical. Keep knocking him off balance.
And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. Free throws coming up.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
Nope. First one does not go. Good recovery. Hits the second free throw. Pacers control. To Brogdon. take stock of the floor. The screen sets him up for two.
You know, it reminds me, Ed, of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
To Brogdon. Scores from the post.
And you always feel like the words visually as a unit. When you have a guy that has both, that sets the tone for how your team is going to play.
Dave Henry.
Whoa! Get that out of here.
Message sent, Jay. Knocked loose. It's a turnover as they head the other way.
He sent that one to the third row.
He was locked in. That was impressive. Here comes the screen. Down to 5. Down to 4 to shoot. Short jumper stays out.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
Nothing going here on that drive. Shot by Reed misses.
Misses happen. Don't put your head down. Let that motivate you on the defensive end. Use it for something positive.
Going to launch beyond the arc. Off the iron. No good.
And there's always so much talk about defense. How about offensively? If you continue to attack that shooter, now you're making him work on the defensive end. That makes him take his legs away on the offensive end.
Nothing going here on that drive. Doesn't have the touch. No good. Can't miss those. Brogdon. Nothing going here on that drive. Here's a chance from long range. And the rebound taken in by Memphis. Fires the three, buries it on the catch and shoot.
And it just seems like the defense has lethargic closeouts. You need to close out with more of a sense of urgency. Run them off the three-point line. Make them take a tough 2 rather than an easy 3.
Short jumper misses. Here comes the screen. Lets it fly from long range. Trying for a 40-point night, but it's off the mark. Slam dunk.
And that is the sign of an unselfish team. When everybody in transition thinks they have a chance to get the ball because you have a willing passer, somebody willing to make other players on his team look great, that's only going to force your players to play that much harder on offense and give you more energy on the defensive end.
Deep right corner, beyond the arc for 3. That's off the side of the rim, short. Finish that. Miles Turner sends it away. Ooh, 5 now.
Don't stare him down like that afterwards.
Finishes in for 2.
That's a strong finish. Regardless of contact, finishing strong is key.
Knocked loose. That's a turnover. It goes the other way.
You better get back on D. This thing is not over.
That's going to be out of bounds. Substitution being made in this one. Brogdon. That's what you like to see off the pick and roll. Nice, easy basket. Jay, that's been the story this evening.
I mean, another one? Another dunk? Another easy possession? I mean, how demoralizing can this be for the team? Why am I the only one yelling? I don't... Even angry right now.
He takes it right at them and scores. You have to fill in there.
It's almost like he had the defender on a string, and he's the puppet master.
This one to the Pacers. And for the very first time in franchise history, they are NBA champions. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been the NBA playoffs on EA Sports. Find out more at easports.com.